Hello everybody, my name is Brendan aka Mr. Weaverface, and this is the first episode in a series that I call First Time Playing. I own a lot of video games, and it's sad to admit, but I haven't even played a fraction of them. And then I thought, what would be a fun and creative way to finally play those games in my collection that I've never played before? I got it! Why not create a video series called First Time Playing? I have lots of games in my collection, so what I'm going to do is choose a video game from that collection that I've never played before. Not a game that I've played a little bit, and not a game that I played a while ago. It's going to be a complete virgin experience with that video game from my collection. So my apologies ahead of time if you witness any crappy gameplay in the immediate near future. A lot of my older games do not have manuals, so I'm pretty much figuring out how the game goes on the fly, and I don't want to use any online help or walkthroughs. Just kind of like the good old days before the internet. So these gameplay videos in this video series are going to be as raw and fresh as anything that you've seen on YouTube. What I'll do is give a brief overview of the game, then you're going to see me play the game with some commentary, and then at the end I'll have a concluding summary and let you know if it's really worth playing or not. So are you guys ready for me to play an awesome or not awesome game for the very first time? Alright, intro please! This is my first time playing Wolverine for the Nintendo Entertainment System. This game was created by Software Creations and published by LJN. It was released exclusively in North America in 1991, and obviously it is based on the Marvel comic book superhero Wolverine. The premise of the game is this: Wolverine has been captured by Magneto and Sabretooth. He's on an island and he has to survive many levels of enemies and traps, which does conclude in a battle with Sabretooth and Magneto at the end of the game. Not saying I'm going to get to the end of the game, but that's evidently what happens based on my notes. Throughout the game, Wolverine's going to encounter items that allow him to increase health and gain extra lives. He may also encounter special items which allow other X-Men characters to assist him throughout the levels. And finally, if he defeats a certain number of enemies, he may enter a Berserker mode. Unfortunately, I do not have any manual for this game, so here we go. My first time playing Wolverine for the NES. Alright, let's play Wolverine. LJN. The lovely rainbow. That is not a good sign there, according to the angry video game nerd. Alright, so this is Wolverine. I like the intro music. Wolverine looks pretty menacing there too, with his rippling biceps and triceps. Looks like he's ready to kick some butt. Oh, and evidently you can choose how many players you want to use. I'll use one player because I don't have any friends. Alright, the first trial. Let's check this out. Okay, moving Wolverine right along here. That jumps, that punches. Okay, can I crouch and do that kind of fancy stuff? Alright. I can actually... yeah, let's get going here. Alright, there's guys throwing snowballs right out of the gate. Okay, that select goes to the claws there. And evidently there's a random hamburger just laying around this enemy fortress. Lovely. What the heck? Oh man! I just touched the guy and I get a life drain? Where'd that guy come from? Come on! Alright. Now that I'm using my claws, it looks like every time I use my claws, I lose a little bit of energy. Oh, man. And two guys just shot me and I fell right down into the pit. Thanks. Oh man, alright, the first trial was not so good there. Alright, well the good thing is, at least you get to start off where you continued, and I don't even know what the point of crawling is, because if the guy just runs right through you, you lose so much energy. And, yes, oh man, I don't like the fact that these guys are just reappearing out of nowhere, and when you touch them, you keep losing energy until you stop touching them. Alright, there you go. Punch him in the nuts. Oh, and there's a bottle of soda or wine or something. I could have used that 5 seconds ago. Thanks. Alright, I'm just jumping over these dudes. Oh, I see a hamburger up there. Can't really reach it though. Hopefully this is the end. Okay, I see a door. Let's go through the door. Alright. Guess that was the end of the level. And my score goes up. There's a berserker bar there. I guess that's the berserker mode, but seems like it's better to just avoid the enemies than actually try to beat their butts. Alright, so looks like we're in the sky type of level, so probably falling down is not a good idea. And yeah, I mean, reaction time there, not too good. Those magnets are pulling me off the ledges there. Man, I'm draining energy here like crazy. Oh, game over already. Well, that was quick. Oh, I can continue at least. Might as well use the continue. Alright, and even with the continue, I get to start off where I started, where I died. Yeah. It's really hard to... Great, I just was trying to duck and I got nailed by a snowball. It's really hard to dish out energy without, you know, taking any damage on your own. You have to get like so close to the guy and be very precise. Otherwise, you do lose a little bit of energy. And forget this. I'm just going to the end of the level. If there is an end to this level, hopefully there is. But no, I want to punch you in the nuts. Boom. Alright, let's keep jumping. Keep jumping. Oh! Man, that is a crappy end to a level. I mean, you figured there was something there, but you didn't really know for sure, and you had to take a blind leap of faith off of that last platform to find the ending door. Alright. Well, it looks like there's traps just flying out of nowhere, and a ninja inside a pyramid-type level. That is great. Never knew ninjas lived in Egypt. Actually, I guess this is on a deserted island, so anything goes. Man. What's it do with these rocks being thrown out of windows? I mean, does, like, the bad guys just hire other bad guys to throw rocks out of empty holes all day? Look at that. Jumped right into a... I had no chance to dodge that guy shooting me. Get out of there. Alright, looks like we're going up. Alright. Avoid those stupid bowling balls getting thrown out of holes in the wall. And, yeah, I mean... My reaction time so far, playing for the first time, not so great. Maybe that would get better if I wanted to play this game more, but not really enjoying this game so much. A swinging axe out of the wall, out of the ceiling. Lovely. Crawling along here, I have no idea why, it just prolongs the agony. Alright, now if I remember how to swim, how do I swim? Oh yeah, I have to hit that button repeatedly and then press the jump button to get out. Alright, got to the end of the level, thank goodness. That was level 3 already. Going to level 4, moving right along. I did use continue though. Alright, let's move around. What? Come on! I thought those things were just like little water filters for decoration. I didn't know like those little fans could actually damage me. Man, Wolverine's such a wuss in this game. Fine. And the thing about the swimming, I mean, the controls are so bad. Bubbles? Come on! Wolverine doesn't get hurt by bubbles. It's freaking Wolverine, man. It's not like he can't even take a shower or a bath because he can't touch any bubbles? Come on. Trial by water. Oh, kind of like water crap level. That's what I would call it. Oh man, these little robotic Pac-Man things. And I know, oh man, the net transaction of that energy drink wasn't too good because I hit that stupid energy. I know that the play controls are so bad here, I can't... And there I thought I was getting a breath, but evidently you have to stay out of the water to get your breath back completely. Play controls are so bad under the water, like, I know the enemies are coming, but I just cannot avoid them. Oh, down to my last nugget of energy here. And yes, I just got hit by the tip of a gun and I died. And that's how Wolverine dies, evidently. So, what do I think of my first time playing Wolverine for the Nintendo Entertainment System?
I really wanted to love this game because, let's face it, it's freaking Wolverine, man. He's awesome. But I just can't see myself playing this game again for any extended period of time. There's a lot of other good games out there. I did play this game a second time with the continue option because maybe my first impression was a little bit too harsh, but my impression really did not change at all. I mean, I was a little careless playing it a second time and plunged a few times to my doom. I was able to find a couple power-ups like this one up here, but that just prolonged the agony of the game. My first time playing, my frustration was with the play control. The one thing that I didn't like is when you're in a crouched position and trying to dish out damage, you can actually still get hit by a horizontal flying object. I would think that being in the crouched position, even if you are dishing out damage, that's still a safe position. But no, if you're trying to punch and something hits you, you can still take on damage. The other thing that I didn't like is going from a standing to a crouch position and from a crouch to standing position. There's like an in-between animation there that just throws off the timing when you're trying to duck to avoid something or you're trying to stand up and quickly jump over an object. And maybe that's something that you get used to when you actually like the game and play it more than a few times. Another thing that I could have done without was the suddenness of the appearance of enemies and traps. I mean, there's some traps that just come out of nowhere, but that's probably something you just learn to avoid from playing the game many times. One thing I was disappointed in was Wolverine's attack. He got two basic attacks, punching people and using his claws. Now in the game, when he uses his claws, the claws extend just a wee bit more, like a fraction of a millimeter out than his punching attack. And the claw attack does more damage, but you also lose health. So it's a little bit of an advantage, but not really. What I would have liked to see, I mean, when Wolverine attacks, he just doesn't go like this with his claws. He reaches out with his claws. So I would have liked to see that attack with the claws really reach out and give you an advantage. And then I could have dealt with the fact that you do lose life when you use that type of attack. The other thing that I didn't like was the constant energy drain when you're touching an enemy. There's no like brief period of invincibility like in Mega Man or Castlevania. Basically, if you're touching that enemy, your health is going to drain all the way down to zero while you're touching them. So what you have to do when you play the game is, from playing the game numerous times, just learn where the enemies are and just avoid them and get to that stupid door at the end of the level so you can keep moving on. That's probably what I'd do if I would play the game again. I know I've been dishing a lot of bad stuff on the game, but the one thing that I did like was the music. I did like the opening theme. I thought it was cool. And I did like the driving music of the platforming levels. It makes you want to like kick some butt. The only thing though is I only got to level 4, but I noticed that the music of level 1 and 3 were the same, and the same with levels 2 and 4. So I know the game is only like several levels long, so I wish there was maybe some more originality in creating more music for the game that could have added to it a little bit. In summary, I may go back and play this game just to try to beat it, because that's the type of gamer that I am. Maybe a little bit of OCD there. As long as the game's not too crappy, I do want to try to beat it. Maybe I'll get used to the enemy and the trap locations, learn where they are, and just learn to avoid them. Maybe I'll get used to Wolverine's crappy attack. No, this game sucks. Do not play this game. It's a waste of time. I mean, if you want to witness how crappy it is firsthand, by all means go play it. But there are many, many other better Nintendo games out there. So, in my opinion, don't waste your time. Thank you for watching this premiere episode of First Time Playing. If you enjoyed it, please like it, share it, and subscribe to the channel. I'm Mr. Weaverface. Take care. I still can't get over that stupid wimpy attack. I mean, Wolverine's not going. It should be like a whoosh, sweeping attack. Maybe both arms. Oh! If the enemy comes in close, you punch him with an uppercut. Enemy flies up in the air. Then the claws come out. Enemy falls in the claws. And then you throw the enemy out. And then he knocks over the other enemies. That would have been awesome. I'm so upset over that stupid attack. That would have been cool. I don't know where I come up with this stuff. I'm sorry. Bye.